AITA for telling my husband's grandparents that they shouldn't have surprised their grandkids if they wanted their Mother's Day lunch to go better. Sunday, my husband, 25M, and his two siblings, 27M and 22F, were planning to spend the day with their maternal side of the family, but their paternal grandparents asked if they could do something too. So we arranged a lunch for them to get together. It was an earlier lunch so they could make it in time for the other things they had planned with the maternal side. The thing they were not expecting was their dad and his wife, who they are no contact with, to be there. Their grandparents surprised them with this after we all got there, and it was awkward as hell. It was also my third time meeting their dad. Their dad's wife kept watching them and trying to get their attention. They ignored her. Then she outright asked where her happy Mother's Day wishes were, which they ignored. She asked about gifts and tried to claim the gifts all three brought for their grandmother. Bil told her nothing was for her, and why would she ever think they'd get her anything? Gfil tried to calm things down by talking over everyone, but it didn't work because their dad's wife just got louder. She started listing off all the gifts she'd received from them when they were kids and living with her and her husband, Fil. Sael told her they weren't ever actually from them and that their dad had bought them and added their names, but it was nothing to do with them. Their dad's wife then turned on Sael and blamed her, saying she manipulated the boys to feel the same as she did, and it was wrong because they were all young enough when their birth mother died for them to embrace and benefit from a new mother. My husband laughed at that and said Sael was the youngest and only 5 when their mom died, and their dad went out to replace her ASAP because he was pathetic and didn't want to raise his own kids. He said she clearly thought Sael was a very, very manipulative and intelligent 5-year-old to believe that, and pointed out she was very quick to always blame Sael for things. Bil added they were never going to accept some random person who came in months after their mom died and attempted to assert her dominance over them as a mother. He said he didn't care if their dad was unfair to her as well, because she was downright evil to try and replace their mom. It got so heated that I suggested to my husband that we just move on. Later that night, my husband's grandparents called me to apologize and said they had no idea how things went so wrong. This is where I might be TA, because I told them they shouldn't have surprised their grandkids by inviting Fil and his wife like that if they wanted the lunch to go better. I told his grandparents that they know my husband and his siblings are no contact and no love for their dad or his wife, and they know they used to fight all the time. His grandparents told me it shouldn't need to be a surprise and I should understand their POV better. They also told me it's rude to rub it in after they apologized to me. AITA?